Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee. Big Game James Worthy, Robert Ory, Mike Bresnahan will join us in a little bit. Mike Trudell and Allie Clifton will be handling the post-game duties. The Lakers get a nice win over their possible first-round opponent, Phoenix Suns. They shoot over 43% from deep, going 8 for 11 in that third quarter from deep. And I have good news for you. Anthony Davis is back. Season-high 42 points, Big Game James.
Yeah, I think after the last two games, even though they lost the one prior to this one, but in this game against Phoenix, the second best team in the league, I think they just put the rest of the league on notice. Everybody's been talking about, the Lakers, they're not going to do it this year. Lakers don't have a chance. What you saw from a defensive point of view is what won them championship last year. And so without Schroeder, without LeBron, without Kuz, there still was a dominant team with a dominant player on the floor in AD. And he demonstrated, like Rob said, get in that paint, destroy, destruct. Then you can move outside and shoot. But then I think the other player who I really liked, his aggressiveness, was Caruso.
Yeah. 8
assists, the way he's starting to look for his offense. But I thought collectively they were on a string. They were connected. Defense was superb. Great win.
Yeah, you can go down the list. Even KCP had 19 points. Good game. He was the one that was mainly on Booker playing good defense. Him and Caruso tag team those guys. And then you had KCP who was out there shooting threes, playing defense, doing a lot of things. His whole team played great. The bench came in and played great. And so when you have a team like that is clicking on all cylinders, this is what you're going to get. And you can tell AD was really aggressive, too, because when's the last time you see him dive on the floor?
Yeah.
We've seen him fall on the floor,
times.
but we never see him dive on the floor for a ball in crucial moment. That lets you know he's engaged and he wants this win. And like James said earlier, he's putting them on notice that we are a team to be reckoned with.
Both ends of the floor, 12 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks.
Yep, most dangerous team in the league right now. In the seed that they're in, most dangerous team right now, Los Angeles Lakers. They get healthy.
Let's go back to Staples Center. Alex Caruso is standing by.
All right, Alex Caruso, let's just start talking about Anthony Davis. This looked like the dominant AD that carried you along with LeBron to the title last season. What have you seen in him these last couple of nights, and especially this one?
Yeah, I can't speak for him personally, but I know I've heard a lot of chit-chat, some tweets, some words around the world about AD's so soft and he's falling all over the place. And guys got to understand they just got to give him a couple days to get, a couple games to get his feet under him. And, I mean, the beast is waking up, as everybody can tell. Last game he looked more like himself. This game he's doing reverse dunks to finish the game. We're starting to see vintage AD, and he's rounding into form.
And of course, the final step for you guys is to get LeBron back healthy. We'll see when he returns. But what kind of confidence do you guys draw just from seeing this Anthony Davis?
I mean, we're a good-ass team, Mike. When we're fully healthy and we got our guys rolling, I still think we're the best team in the world. I know we haven't showed it this year, but it's been a long season. It's been a grind. We're going to continue to fight and work to get to where we need to be for when playoffs start, because that's when it's really important. And I think these last 2 games, you can see how concentrated AD was. You can see how concentrated our team was. That we're locking in. We're getting ready for the long road ahead.
Alex, is there a thought that you guys give to, playing game versus trying to get into the seeding, like all of that stuff, or are you just kind of focused on getting to the point where you're playing the basketball you can play?
Yeah, it's both. We're trying to win games now. We would like to not play in the playing game. I think anybody who's trying to make the playoffs doesn't want to play in the playing game. That's just part of the competition part of it, but we're not afraid of it. We show up and play. Like I said, we're confident that when we play our best, we're the best team in the world, and we've showed spurts of it through this year and through these last couple games, and AD's starting to get healthy. Bron's getting back to his his normal self, and we'll get Dennis back and we'll get rolling again. But for us, it's just about getting to the point to where we're playing our best basketball in a couple days from now, or a couple weeks from now.
And Alex, final thing for you. I saw your parents in the building tonight. It's Mother's Day. What's that like, just getting to be around them and her specifically on her day?
Yeah, it was great. I got both sisters, brother-in-law, mom and dad here. It's special. Anytime you get to play in front of them, they haven't got to go to a lot of games this year because of the fan allowance in some arenas, and they're just excited to be here and watch me play basketball, and I'm excited to play in front of them.
All right, Alex, appreciate the time, man.
Yep, thanks, Mike.
I want to talk about what Alex just told Mike Trudell before we get to AD and what he's been able to show you guys over the last 2 games. He said, Mike, we're a good-ass team. And that's a big part of a championship pedigree and a championship mindset. Believing it and knowing it as a team and having some patience through some rough times. But tonight, and even in that Portland game, James, just showing to themselves and proving to themselves that they're on the right track. And they know, now that AD is back, LeBron, Dennis, those guys come back healthy, they know how dangerous they are.
Yeah, Geeta, you know, the formula never changes. You might have some rough parts along the way. AD out, LeBron out, you know, Marcus all out with protocol. You know, we had so much going on. Shooter out now. We have had guys, Kuz out. You know, coming out of that bubble, winning that championship, and to go through all of this and still know that you can connect and play despite your shortcomings, start to get players back. You know, guys had to play unfamiliar territory, guys coming off the bench, having to start, you know, no point guard, 1 point guard. It was just a lot of stuff. Now it's starting to heal, and things are starting to come back, and they remember what won them a championship, and it was defense, which they showed tonight, and aggressiveness and being on the same string together. That chemistry, it's coming back. If they peak at the right time, I think they're the most dangerous team right now, and they get healthy.
Shot the ball well, too.
Yeah, they shot the ball extremely well. And to harp on something you said with the defense, though, their defense, when they're moving and rotating like that, it kind of picks them up, and that leads to good offense. You know,
Yeah.
You look at the team, when they pass the ball and play good, it energizes them. You know, you got all these guys hitting threes from around, you like KCP 4 for 9, McLemore 4 for 7. When you got those two guys knocking it from all angles, the other team is in trouble. Because you got AD in the post, demanding the double team, and those guys are hot from outside. It's so easy to shoot open threes when you got a guy in the middle demanding the double team.
Yeah, you got to credit guys like Marcus Gasol and those guys that move that ball, making the right play. I want to look at AD's last 2 games, guys. 78 points, 24 rebounds, 10 assists. And he's gotten to the free throw line 32 times, made 25 of them. It's also the attitude. Rob, you mentioned him diving on the floor. The will to win, kind of being that guy, knowing LeBron is out, kind of getting sick of the narrative. Enough talk about the play-in game, just building towards what they got to do. And Caruso even said, like, hey, it is what it is. You don't want to be there, but if you are, let's go.
Yeah, you know, something else that Caruso said that I'm going to pick up on. People around the league are calling AD soft. And so I'm glad that people around the league are calling AD soft. You want to know why? Because now he's going in the paint and dominating the paint. He's going to the free throw line. When people tell you that you can't do something you saw, sometimes you look back at yourself and like, well, maybe I am playing soft, or maybe I'm thinking. So he's being aggressive. And he's not a soft player. He's just so smooth and has so much finesse that people associate that with being soft. But when he gets in the paint and want to dominate, he's so long, he's so athletic, he can jump over the top of you and score easy.
Also, the Phoenix Suns are a damn good basketball team. They're having their best season in 11 years. But if they're sitting there at 2, Big Game James, they know what's coming. A possible first-round matchup with this team. And that guy right there, AD, he's a problem matchup for them. A real problem.
He's a problem for most centers. You saw what no one can stop him tonight. 8 wasn't even an issue. When AD is going to the free throw line, like you and Rob just stated, that's the indicator that lets you know that he's being aggressive. But Rob and I were joking. I was joking to Rob, actually. In the game over, I was looking at CP3, and I was saying, man, he's walking off the floor like, man, we can't beat these guys in 7. Because that's the thought that you put in people's head when you play like you played tonight without LeBron, without Shooter, without Kuz. And they're thinking, this is tough. But they're sending a notice. It's been a rough year. And everyone's counting them out. These guys watch the networks. They see the Lakers don't have a chance, blah, blah, blah. I think they're gonna shut that up. And I think AD is he's been sitting on the bench watching all this, and he's been absorbing what he needs to do when he comes back. And damn good job last couple games.
You know, you also got to credit, you look at Wes Matthews, KCP, and Ben McLemore. You know, that's 10 threes right there between those 3 guys. And like Rob said, when the ball's moving and guys are wide open and AD's in the paint, you knock down those shots. That's when the Lakers are real tough to beat. Yeah,
they are. And some of those threes also came on the way Caruso was grabbing the ball and pushing it down the court. He was forcing the issue. And when Caruso can force the issue like that, those guys are running to their favorite spots and they're getting their wide open jumpers. And the game is so much easier when the floor is spread and you got those lanes. And Caruso also got to the whole line, got some and ones.
By the way, Caruso, 17 points. 123 to 110. The Lakers get a win. Still in that 7th spot. AD, 42 points on 13 of 27. 12 rebounds. Alex Caruso, 8 assists, 17 points. And KCP hits 4 threes to go to 17 points. The Lakers, 13 of 30 for 43% from downtown. 8 of 11 from 3 in that 3rd quarter. Let's go back downtown. AD is speaking with Mike in the media.
AD, how close to your full self are you feeling at this moment after that performance tonight?
I'm like 20% of my old self. And I'm kidding now. I feel good. I'm getting my legs back. I'm getting my rhythm back. Getting my steps back on both ends of the floor. So I feel good. I'm getting better each game. Getting my wind back each game. So we're heading in the right direction.
So it's back-to-back games of at least 15 free throw attempts, AD, in the 30s. You know, the blocks and the steals are starting to be there. Was there something that you started to feel and notice on the court? Are there spots that you want to get to that make you feel that way, like you're almost to that point?
I think it's just the legs. Like I said, I'm getting my legs back, so my legs aren't as heavy during the game, and as the game go on. So all the shots I'm taking, free throws, I'm not just using all legs, and now I'm, pushing the ball further than I need to. The jump shots, my legs feel good. So I think it's just getting the rhythm back in. Legs is most important, and they're starting to come back around.
Of course, the next step is getting LeBron back healthy as well. But are you sensing just from your teammates the confidence that comes from seeing you have these type of games?
Yeah. I mean, they're having great games too. They're playing their ass off. Guys are making shots, making free throws, getting to the basket, making the right reads. So it's a collective effort. Our entire team is with the next man up approach every game. Kuz is out. West comes in, starts and plays well both ends of the floor. Bennett comes in, makes some big threes. THT first game back, played well. So everybody is contributing to the team's success.
AD, 2 for you quickly. First of all, the Toronto loss wasn't that long ago, and obviously that seemed to take a bunch out of you guys as a group. And then you had this big game in Portland, and obviously it was disappointing as well. What has it been like this past week to try to stay positive and keep pushing towards where you want to be while there have been some tough outcomes?
I think the positive sign is that we don't have everyone back, so we're definitely looking at it from that perspective that we're missing Kuz, missing DS, we're missing Bron, but we're not at full strength and we're in games. Bron wasn't himself, the games that he played, and he's getting back to his old self. And when DS comes back and Kuz comes back, we're at full strength and we know the team that we can be. So I think we're just staying positive and as we play the right way and see the ball go through the rim and see us getting stops, our teams get very confident and we can only imagine when we get all our players back, the team that we can be.
And quick follow-up, the reverse alley-oop from Caruso to give you 40 or the chase down on Jay Crowder? What's the play that?
Chase down Jay Crowder.
Chase
down, yeah. The lob was just, I can do that. But the chase down, really, making me feel that I'm getting back and getting my legs back. So I prefer that one. And then me and Jay always going at it, so I prefer that one anyway.
No.
AD, ever since you've been here, it's kind of you and LeBron and things that are kind of on both your guys' shoulders. This stretch where he's still trying to get back, it's been on your shoulders at a time when you're trying to, also get yourself back up to speed and back from injury. What have these 11 games been like for you, kind of as an evolution, and then you maybe as a leader feeling like you needed to do what you did tonight to help this team along? So what's this stretch been like for you in that regard?
It's been fun, to be honest. We were a great team last year, and this is I think the first time since I've been here that we ran into a challenge. This is a different challenge for us. Since I've been here, we've never been less than 3 maybe. And so this is new for us. This is different for us, and I think our entire team is taking on that challenge and tackling it head on, and just we're got that mindset where control what we can control. Go out there and do what we do. Play Lakers basketball, and let the rest take care of itself. So it's fun. It's a challenge for us, and every challenge we can't shy away from it. We got to have fun with it.
And AD, kind of a two-part question. One, what's sort of your confidence level that you've been able to kind of work your way back and get your legs underneath you? What's your confidence level that LeBron will be able to do that before the playoffs? And then, I guess, secondly, if you could put yourselves in the shoes of another team for a minute, what's it going to be like for the team that's in a top half in this conference that sees you guys in the first round of the playoffs?
What I was saying from LeBron today, he'll be fine. Trust me, he'll be fine. He's been in this game long enough. Obviously, haven't missed a ton of games, but he's been in this league long enough to be able to come back and lock in and do what he got to do to help the team. But we don't know what the team's thinking. I mean, we know that we're confident, against anybody we match up against, especially when we're fully healthy. So that's our mindset. And like I say, other teams got to, prepare for it just because we're 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever we are. We gonna come out and fight, and I think teams know that. They know that just because we're a lower seed, we're not gonna, back down from anybody. We're gonna come out and play Lakers basketball, and I think teams know that and fear that as well.
I'm good.
AD, right before you got injured, you missed some games, I guess with the calf, and maybe a little bit before that, you weren't playing as well as you are, this past week. Does that sort of represent how that injury was setting you back even before you missed 30 straight games?
No, I mean, I can't really blame it on that. I mean, just trying to get a rhythm. Like I said, we haven't had much practice time, even before I got hurt. Trying to figure everything out, with the pick and roll with me and Dennis, with Ben and Mark was out there, because he's a great passer. Me and Trez, we're just trying to figure out. We had a lot of new pieces, so we're trying to figure everything out. And I think we're coming along, realizing that we just play the right way. Just don't hesitate, don't think, just play. And we've been doing that the past couple games, and hence why we've been in every game and actually winning the games we won. So, I think my mindset has changed too. Just being in attack mode. Earlier I was trying to look at the bigger picture and get guys involved and let them get accustomed to our system. And so my mindset of attack mode was kind of off a little bit. Trying to get Dennis, get a feel for us, and knowing that we're gonna need him and he's gonna help us in the long run. But now it just it helps the guys when I'm aggressive than me not being aggressive. The more aggressive I am, the more teams got to help, the more I can kick out to our shooters and they get in the rhythm. So I'm also just be aggressive and it helps the team.
Last two questions, Johan.
Hey, AD, we've seen in the last few games you guys running a lot of 4-5 pick and roll with you and Mark and you and Andre. I know part of that is because you guys are shorthanded ball handlers right now, but what do you like about that, and why do you think it's been so effective, especially tonight targeting Phoenix's defense?
It's just a different scheme that we have. It confuses the bigs and on the other team. Most people don't run 4 or 5 pick and rolls because the bigs get confused. Do we switch? Do I stay in coverage? And it confuses them. And now I got isolation coming downhill, attacking a slower big, or I have a jump shot, get to the basket and find guys. So a different dynamic that we're looking at, especially when we're short ball handlers. We got THT back, but before that it was AC, our primary, and that was it. So. Mark can bring it up, Kenny, Wes, Kuz, myself, and just adding a different dynamic, which we really like right now.
Last question, Mark Berman.
Yeah, Anthony, you had to watch the first Knicks game back at the Garden. How much are you looking forward to playing? How impressed are you with the Knicks this season?
They're playing really well. They're a hard-playing team. They feed off Jew. He's that rock, the head of the snake for that team. So they're probably going to be my matchup. And another Kentucky guy, we played with each other in New Orleans, so it's my brother. That's my brother over there. So it's going to be a fun matchup. Even last year when we played, I didn't get to play much because Ellen hurt my back, so I didn't get a chance to really get that matchup. But they're fun. They're a team who's hot. Came in here and beat the Clippers today. So they're rolling, and we got to get that game too. So it's going to be a fun matchup for us. Yeah.
Next up for the Lakers, the Knicks on Tuesday.
Well, the Lakers demonstrated exactly how to attack the Suns' zone by getting it right there to Drummond. That collapsed the defense, and then that's what Rob was talking about. When it flows within, like to a big, a lot of open threes, and the Lakers did a good job of knocking them down.
Always. Ball movement can always outmove the defense, so keep it popping.
Pop. Let's hear what Frank Vogel had to say after this win. He just spoke with Mike in the media.
Hey, Frank, with all the different talk about lineups and cohesion and figuring all that out, how much does just Anthony Davis playing at that level paper over some of that and lead the way?
Yeah, well, all that other stuff is just trying to patch it together, while we're getting our stars back healthy and with their legs under them and rhythm and timing up to speed. And you see Anthony just getting a little bit stronger every game, a little bit more in rhythm every game, and just a sensational performance by Anthony tonight.
Greg, I suppose the free throw line is an example of the aggression that he showed, but was there something that you saw from a mindset standpoint with him about the way that he was going to attack this game at Portland as well?
Yeah, well, I think there was matchups in both games, that were a problem for our opponent, and we wanted to make sure that we exploited that, and we were able to do that. We're doing a better job in getting the ball inside, when they're trying to take him away, and we've had some games where we didn't feed the post very well, or play to the double teams, and we're getting better each game with that, and AD was finding people, and our guards were getting him the ball in position to score.
And Frank, Dan had just asked AD about LeBron, and he said basically, trust me, he'll be fine based on what he saw to you. Is there anything you can share along those lines about kind of confidence of him coming back and getting to where he expects to be?
Yeah, no, he looks good in his workouts. Obviously there's going to be a little bit of a, an adjustment period with him in terms of getting his rhythm and timing back. Hopefully we have enough time, for that to pick up very quickly. I've tended to learn to have confidence in LeBron James in situations like that, and we've said all along. We're going to battle through this stretch the best we can and try to get as healthy as we can down the stretch, knowing that we can do big things if we get our two horses and really our whole team back, Dennis included.
Hey Frank, I know you talked a lot about AD's legs being a huge factor in how he's played lately, but is there something that you think maybe the stakes of these games and the standings and trying to still get the 60 has brought out this side of him that's a little more competitive?
Yeah, I think that's the silver lining that no one's really talking about right now is, for the last couple of weeks, in the last two games, we've been playing really every possession matters type of basketball, which is what the playoffs are like. That's what the playoff intensity is about. And sometimes you have a playoff seeding locked up and you kind of coast into it. You're just not as sharp as you need to be going into the playoffs. But the urgency that we've been forced to play with, I think has come out in Anthony's performance the last couple games, and I think it's going to benefit our whole group.
Brez chomping at the bit to get in here. What do you got, Brez?
Well, we got to take a look at the big picture, right? We got to go right to the standings. Where are the Lakers? A lot of talk about that right now. They're a game behind Portland now, so they picked up a half a game tonight. Each team has 4 games left. Keep in mind, the Blazers have the tiebreaker. So the Lakers have to finish a game ahead of Portland if they want to avoid the play-in. If we move to their schedules, like I said, each team with 4 games. Portland's schedule harder than the Lakers. They each play the Rockets. That's kind of a gimme game. They're the worst team in the NBA right now. But look at how the Blazers are going to finish. The top team in the West, the second best team in the West, and the third team in the West. I want to say Denver